fire, fire for fire, fire. The unhealthiest foods in America. Why it's controversial? Oh, unhealthiest restaurant. That was it. I will educate my EU audience.
When John Basso...
This is a good one. Yeah, heart attack burger. Yeah, you know what you're talking about. Yeah. This is the epitome of America. Ready to be re-educated? Yes, any non-Americans, please sit down. It is awful. This is quite the treat. Also, tell me if it's too loud or too quiet.
Grill, he had no idea that serving the world's unhealthiest menu would come with so much controversy. Countless lawsuits, an avalanche of bad press, and multiple heart attacks on the premises. Prior to opening the Heart Attack Grill in 2005, Basso owned 3 different exercise gyms over a 12-year period, where he had advised clients on their dietary and exercise needs, as well as on techniques of caloric reduction. However, he felt this was an untruthful line of work, stating, "It's disgusting because you're promising people things that are outside their genetic possibility. Instead of being a slimy, crooked, dishonest peddler of health and fitness services, I would actually launch a hamburger concept that would be absolutely honest, and that's the only guiding principle."
Hey, this is bad for you, and it's gonna kill you.
The first Heart Attack Grill in Arizona featured a front door sign reading, "Caution, this establishment is bad for your health," before they'd later add cash only because you might die before the...
Dude, there were so many heart attacks there. Hold the fuck up, you could give a perfectly valid health advice that is also realistic, not be a scammer. Why go the other way? What's that logic? I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know.
The check clears. Inside, they'd proudly display the catchphrase, "Taste worth dying for." However, the most insane piece of signage was without a doubt this, reading, "Anyone over 350 pounds eats for free all day, every day, unlimited."
Isn't the biggest burger like 20,000 calories? I think so. It was like 18,000 or something.
And rules being no taking food to go, no sharing with others, and does not include beverages. Although this wasn't the only unlimited service offered by the restaurant.
Instead of a salad bar, there's an all-you-can-eat flatliner
You can literally kill yourself
to serve the free meals,
eating
Basso took
in
a tip from
Minecraft.
Hooters by hiring a bunch of sexy nurses, with a theme of honesty also extending into the job application process, with questions such as whether the applicant has an innie or outie belly button, who would they have a hot one-night stand with, their opinion on certain conspiracy theories, and a comment stating, "No one gives a damn about your academic achievements, but if you want to bore us with them, go right ahead." As the head of the restaurant, John spends every day dressed as a doctor, stating, "We promote nicotine, alcohol, caffeine, fat, cholesterol, sodium, all the building blocks of a quality, healthy, good time," with these insane statements leading to his first appearance on a local news station.
There is a restaurant in Tempe where the food is so rich they call their big burger the quadruple bypass. Not everybody thinks that.
I remember. Oh my god, I remember this, man. There was such a fucking, it was like a quadruple and a triple and a double bypass, isn't it? Like double, triple, quadruple.
That's funny. Least of all, the Arizona Board of Nursing.
The news story then stated that the American Nursing Board had received 5 or 6 complaints about them calling their waitresses nurses. However, 5 or 6 complaints was a small price to pay, given the story was basically free advertising.
All right, so if you want to bypass, of course, the good kind, now you know where to go. It's called the Heart Attack Grill.
This then turned into further news coverage, where John explained the other ways in which the restaurant might kill you.
We don't do Diet Coke. We don't do light beers. We don't even provide lettuce on our burgers.
With the unique approach.
And he's wearing like doctor attire. I also can't think of any Aussie plays that is this bad. Well, this is literally like they're telling you to like to die at their restaurant eating, essentially. Yeah.
Beating all of their competitors.
John, this is creating a firestorm. I have a feeling this is just what you wanted.
Well, I can't say that I don't enjoy the publicity. It definitely does pack the seats in the restaurant. We've been so lucky.
It does, I'm sure. It makes them a lot of money, but then people die at his restaurant.
After noticing that media stories help the business grow, that attempt to set the Guinness World Record for the world's unhealthiest burger, achieving such with the 9,982 calorie quadruple bypass burger, although this gluttonous piece of food would be served with a side of tragedy. The Heart Attack Grill had introduced a spokesperson named Blair.
How many restaurants do they have? I just know there's one. I don't know if they have multiple. POV, you're an American wanting a tasty meal. Dude, you could not pay me to go there. Holy shit. How many people have died at this restaurant one? I would say I would gauge I gauge probably 15 people around there. I don't know how much.
Who at 6'8", 570 pounds,
Holy
appeared in all of
moly,
the
look at that
restaurant's
boy.
ads.
I'm up another few inches. Who needs these old pants? I could eat for free.
In a 2011 news report, Blair talked about feeling incredibly healthy.
What a
Good
unit.
stuff. Everyone should be modern sized like myself.
However, he passed away before the
size!
interview
Oh,
even
bro.
aired.
Sadly, we now know how long that
Dead.
was. Blair died last week at the age of 29. His family says the cause of death
He's 29? Oh my god, he's dead. He looks like he's like 50, dude. I genuinely thought he was like 40. I'm not kidding. If I remember correctly, one of Umpaville's videos, Nakakata wanted to be the next spokesperson for the place because he loves it. Yeah, I believe it. Some dentists would like to curl worse words, think that being fat is okay. Dude. Like, it's okay to have a little bit of pudge on you, but holy fuck, this is obesity to the max. Like, holy, dying at 29?
was
From a
pneumonia.
heart attack?
Even in death, the Heart Attack Grill maintained their brutally honest branding.
Had he have been thinner, he most probably would have survived that pneumonia.
Aren't you glorifying obesity?
Oh, he died of pneumonia.
Absolutely.
Obviously
That's fucked
kills.
up.
Absolutely.
With Basso taking this even further in a different interview.
If they do die here, I'm not going to lie to you. That's great for business. I'll say it again. Death is great for business at the Heart Attack Grill.
Although the
I get where he's coming from. I understand the logic. It's just really fucked up that he's saying it, man. Like, that's really fucked up to say, but he's not wrong. Because every time someone dies, he makes more money. It's just like McDonald's. I don't know. Like, people say, oh my god, I love McDonald's. But McDonald's is the same thing, except they don't, you know, kill you right there at the restaurant. They kill you slowly over time. With all the garbage they put in their food. I'm just being honest. Thank you for the follow, SFCJGXD. Can you blame the restaurant though? Yes, you can, because people can't help themselves. It's like cigarettes. Like you go to a store knowing what you're getting yourself into, and you get addicted to smoking, just like you get addicted to fast food. Yeah. You can blame them. Isn't it kind of anti-profit if your customers die instead of like McDonald's that keeps you milking same people for years? No, because they can charge out the wazoo. It's a different dynamic. I know what you're trying to say. I think it's a different thing. It's not the restaurant's fault. I mean, again, I disagree because people are stupid and you have to stop people like who's stupid people. Put it this way, if people didn't get punished for drunk driving, there would be more people who drunk drive. It's true. Like, am I wrong? It's the stupid tax. Yes, it is the stupid tax, but at the same time, people shouldn't, like, I don't know, it's just like, healthy eating is also an option, but they don't do that. People make that decision? Yeah. Now they're adults responsible for their own actions. Yeah, but to some degree, like, you don't have Chinese people that are this fat and they don't have restaurants open like this, right? That's why it's kind of like two sides of the same coin, you know what I mean? In China, they don't have this kind of shit because they have very, like, strict regulations. They have no TikTok. Their version of TikTok is very smart and, like, encourages, like, education and cooking and all that stuff. But in America, TikTok is unregulated and it's cringe and stupid and it lowers your IQ because it's not regulated. Like, it's two sides of the same coin, you know what I mean? Like, they're both evil, but like which one's more evil? I don't know. Clearly punished for eating people unhealthy and like drunk driving, which affects others. I mean, who's to say? If you have a fat kid who had a fat mom, isn't that like not their fault? It affects others too. You can argue both sides. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I just think that if you have a fat mom and the fat dad, and then they have a fat child because they feed them fat shit. That's child abuse. Like they feed them disgusting, like, not healthy food, you know? Like, that affects them. Doesn't affect them immediately. They don't die immediately, but it's like, it's the same thing. It's a chain. Children lack agency and has undeveloped brains. Well, like, again, it's like, it's not their fault. It's like the drunk driving thing. It's like, the guy's drunk driving, he hits a child and kills it. It is affecting them directly. But then if you go on the other side of a mom feeds their child McDonald's every day, that affects them too. They just die later. Like, and also they develop the addiction. It's hard to kick it. And then they have development problems and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude. Slow fast versus fast out. Yeah, exactly. True, but that's the kid. If the kid had they grown up, if they choose to not research change now, that's on their own. That's oh. Again, I disagree. That's also the same principle as a child who is becomes a heroin addict because their mom is a heroin addict. It's like, oh, just get clean. Just get clean, man. You've been addicted your whole life. Just get clean. It's not their fault, man. The difference is that you get an immediate death, whereas the other one is a slow death. They're both terrible. Damn, kids ruining my drink and driving experience.
The media's goal of discrediting the founder only did the opposite. It's actually refreshing to see someone so painfully honest. The owner is great, he makes no apologies, nor should he. You can't blame him for people doing this to themselves.
I understand, man. Clean because you are a VTuber, cringe face, IRL. What the fuck are you talking about? Is your brain okay, buddy? Like, did all that talking that we just did about, like, being educated about you? Don't worries? Dude, you're fucking retarded, man.
It's impossible to hate this guy because he's being 100% honest. In a different interview, Basso showed his more compassionate side by stating, cynical people might think River's death is funny, but people who knew him are crying their eyes out. There is a lot of mourning going on around here.
It's not his fault, but at the same time, they can do something to prevent it. Like, yeah, I get the whole, like, adult versus, like, child incident, but shit.
Couldn't have found a better person. Even if he was skinny, we would have given him the job. We would have just put a fat suit on him. He just had personality, as did the restaurant's next spokesperson, Ernie Hart, who wouldn't last long either, although for a slightly different reason. In October 2011, Basso moved the restaurant to the land of indulgence, pleasure, and poor short-term choices, Las Vegas. The new and improved restaurant featured a public electronic cattle scale, as well as new signage reading "Fighting Anorexia since..."
That's just... Now that's in poor taste, in my opinion. That is in really poor taste, in my opinion, but okay. To those that don't know, if you're watching this on YouTube, I got turned into a cat on my chat. Cat staring into my soul. I apologize. I only have to do this for 5 more minutes.
2005,
Dude, that is
and
so
send hate mail to,
bad.
followed by their address. The new location also led to a brand new slogan.
Remember, the calories you eat in Vegas stay in Vegas.
As well as an instant increase in business.
We've both doubled in terms of money, in terms of square footage.
However, the craziest change was without a doubt their menu. Despite their quadruple bypass already holding the record for the highest calorie burger, the Heart Attack Grill then doubled their invention, creating the octuple bypass.
Octuple bypass, dude. What? Dude, real American hours, dude. Octuple pass, man. Look at the cheese on that too, by the way. Look at that cheese. How do people eat that much? Honestly, for one normal is too much for me. Air Vortex, they have massive stomachs and they get bloated. That's why it's really hard when you're really fat to lose weight, because your stomach is always hungry even if you have a lot of food in it. It's a thing about, like, the stomach expansion and whatnot. That's why it's hard for people to kick the habit of eating less, because they're just always hungry and they get angry. Yeah, and also fat doesn't feed your stomach as well. Yeah, you're right. But I'm saying like the whole like putting all this meat in your mouth and then you put it in your tummy and it's like, ugh. Those patties look cold as fuck. Oh, this is a picture. It's fake. That's not how they prepare it, just so you know. This is food photography.
I think I just felt an artery clog looking at that thing.
Yeah, look at this, man. Ugh. Onion too much? Nah, I like that much onion. But like I'm saying this is food photography. It doesn't actually look like that when you look at it. Cheese isn't melted as well. Yeah, it's fake. This is a picture. Putting all this meat in your mouth, yes. Onion bad? I like onion.
Burger, which featured 8 patties, 40 pieces of bacon, and 19,900 calories. Around the same point in time, the Heart Attack Grill updated their website to include free video and images for the press, where the motivation for the octuple bypass burger became pretty obvious. They were trying to generate media attention, and this is exactly what
this is how it looks too. That still doesn't... I don't like looking at it. Blah, blah, it's so gross.
The new burger led to over 100 million views worth of exposure on YouTube as different content creators visited the restaurant to see if they could eat it. Those who could, such as Matt Stoney, were given a ride out of the restaurant in a novelty wheelchair, although there were others who were forced to leave in an ambulance.
Dude, classic America, man. Classic America, man. Holy. By the way, has it been 5 minutes yet? I don't think so. Dude, that is fucking gross. America. 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 But yeah. So bad.
Ambulance.
A customer at the Heart Attack Grill was rushed to the hospital.
You should add a timer to Throne. No, I don't need a timer for Throne. Stop it! I just need to sort something out with Choco. That's all I need to do.
After eating a sandwich called the Triple Bypass Burger.
In February 2012, an article was published titled "Man Has Heart Attack While Eating at the Heart Attack Grill," which is followed by another article only 2 months later reading, "Heart Attack Grill lives up to its name again this week when a woman collapsed in their Las Vegas restaurant. This marks
the second person to fall victim to the horrifically caloric food in less than a year. Wow! 2 people already collapsed in less than a year? Holy. Are we getting up to like 20 people soon? What if they also let people that weigh 350 with ton of muscle and little fat eat for free? Yeah, I think you can, probably. You just have to weigh that much. Because like that would go, unless there's some sort of policy that doesn't let you do that. I don't know. Maybe there is like a clause in there. Get a clause. Get a clause. Clause. I'm so funny sometimes. Well, you're a cat now? Yeah, sorry. I'm changing back right now. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. Keep the thighs. Shut up. I can't do that. All right, anyway.
Marks the second person to fall victim to their horrifically caloric food in less than a year, with the Heart Attack Grill responding in the most brand-appropriate way, by bragging about it on their website.
Oh, yeah.
2 ambulance departures in less than 60 days left an indelible mark on the Heart Attack Grill's public image. Dr. John delivered a clear message to the media that such tragedies shall inevitably continue due to having clientele which he refers to as being the avant-garde of nutritional risk-takers.
Did that
It's just also people giving them publicity, man. It's so bad.
My wallet with money? Absolutely. Did I enjoy that? Absolutely.
Although this is still nothing compared to what would happen 1 year later. The Heart Attack Grill had a new unofficial spokesperson named John Alleman, who was recognized as the restaurant's most loyal customer. He never missed a day, even on Christmas, Basso said. People just loved him. He connected with people in a real way, although all of this changed on the 11th of February 2013. After chowing down on his daily feed at the grill, John Alleman suffered a heart attack and died while waiting for the bus at the front of the store.
Well, that'll do it. Every day? He wasn't even fat, he was just kind of older. Poor man. I don't know, man. I feel like he did it to himself. Again, I agree with the argument, like, you do it to yourself, but it's like, dude, that's so fucked up, man. It's just sad. It's just sad.
This led to Basso's craziest PR stunt to date.
They'll say it's grotesque. They'll say, how can you keep the man's cremation here?
With Basso keeping the cremation inside the restaurant as he wants you to know his food kills so that maybe you'll stop eating junk.
What? He must have legally allowed to do that. That guy probably, you know, that guy probably left a will, man. He didn't take that illegally. People wouldn't stop him from doing that. He didn't steal those ashes. He said that probably. I'm telling you, this is a pro health strategy. You know, I think that might be it. Yeah, it's like a reverse Uno card. Yeah, not anyone can claim it. Yeah, I think that guy, because he was such a patron, right? It says right there, he went there every day except Christmas. Continuing on with gambling as a gambling as also doing it yourself, but there's a very clear proven tactic. Gambling sites used to keep coming back. That heavily play on an addict's psyche. Yeah, absolutely. It's the same thing with games, so like, I can't argue with that. Yeah. This restaurant owner should be padded mess. Padded style man is not okay. He's just playing the game and we're playing with him, man. It's so sad.
This man is willing to sacrifice his reputation and maybe even his humanity to try and make the world a healthier place.
That is schizo posting.
Basso believes the restaurant helps customers to reflect on their own choices, having stated anybody who's over 350 pounds gets on that scale. We applaud them like the big sumo wrestler they are, treat them like a champ, make them feel good for that moment, give them free food all they want. But these people go home at night and they ponder that and say, wow, why did I just get free food and have the whole restaurant applauding for me? Because I'm a freak, plain and simple.
No, they don't. No, they don't, man. They don't self-reflect. Do you think overweight people reflect on that shit? I don't think they do. They don't reflect. Dude. Yeah, no, they don't. It's like telling a gambling addict that they'll reflect on themselves. They don't do it.
Before adding, I'm running an obesity intervention and I think it works. I really do. Everybody should check out our Facebook and see a lot of people say, hey, Dr. John, I've lost 82 pounds since the last time I was in. It's the X factor, something that snapped in that person that said, wow, I'm gonna make a change in my life, and they did, and that's fabulous.
Nobody
With this
does
sentiment
that.
also showing up in the YouTube comments. The Heart Attack Grill restaurant has motivated me to take care of myself, stick to my diet. The namesake restaurant actually sends a very positive message. If you don't take care—
No, it doesn't. People aren't smart enough to do that. Dude, this is 200 IQ fat shaming? It's not, man. I'm gonna be honest here. Like, I know you're memeing, but like the principle of the matter is that people who do this are low IQ. The person who wrote this is trolling. They're probably just some naturally skinny guy, or maybe they saw it and like was like disgusted with themselves. It's not. It's the person who wrote this is smart is either trolling or they already knew they had a problem. People who self-reflect are smart, generally speaking. Let's just say that. Yeah. It's just not real. It's
care of
not
yourself
real.
today, you might find yourself eating a free meal at my restaurant in the not so distant future, because everyone over 350 pounds eats for free, and therefore Basso believes the restaurant is an overall positive.
I am a believer that when people hear my message, the net health benefit to society is incredibly good.
However, you won't be surprised to hear that not everybody agrees.
He's deliberately trying to get people to eat more than they need.
With this being echoed by the legendary Anthony Bourdain, who stated, there is a restaurant in Vegas, I think it's called the Heart Attack Grill, where if you're over 350 pounds you eat for free. I think that should be pretty much a war crime.
I mean, this is a bit extreme, but it is really bad. Again, I think he's doing the whole controversial thing, but like, it's he's using the deaths of these obese people as an example to be healthier. I understand where you're coming from, but it's not it. Again, I have to reiterate, people who self-reflect and reflect on their own actions are smart and don't already do this. I'm not saying obese people aren't smart. I'm not saying that. But if you lead cattle to this place, like these cattle, the cattle being the people who are like really, really fat and then they go and eat there, they will not self-reflect. Where are the videos and the journalist coverage of people who come back out of the heart attack grill and they're like, yeah, I lost like 500 pounds. Where are those people? Name one. Apart from one guy in the comments section, please. Nowhere. Exactly. Good message, sir. Way to send it. No, it's disingenuous. That's why. They don't exist. Or they do exist and they don't post about it, or they don't visit this thing. They just don't.
On top of this, a former waitress went public, talking about her terrible time working at the restaurant, explaining that after a man passed out mid-meal, a manager made me take out my cell phone to record a video of the whole thing so they could send it to the media. It was on a Friday afternoon, and he hoped it would make the news so they could have a busy weekend. On the opposite end of the spectrum, a different waitress stated this.
I've been here 11 years. I enjoy this way too much.
So the experience clearly depends on which person you ask. In a different instance, the PCRM sent a letter to Basso asking him to declare moral bankruptcy and close the Heart Attack Grill. However, given the restaurant earned $5.5 million in revenue last year, it seems obvious that Dr. John Basso and the Heart Attack Grill won't be going anywhere anytime soon.
5 million clans, 5 million bones. Sorry, that was autoplay.
When John Basso
Dude, what? 5 million clams? Holy shit! Declare moral bankruptcy, incredibly cringe. I mean, he is cringe. Business is doing well. Yeah, when you feed a bunch of fatsos their food, yeah, for like $30 a burger, yeah. Saying that though is cringe. I mean, what else are you supposed to say? Like, they're being very formal. Like, it is quote unquote declare moral bankruptcy. He's not bankrupt, he's just being disgusting. Is this the food equivalent to Destiny 2 players? Dude, they're not even Yo, the Roots is never gonna recover from that, man. Dude, you're never gonna recover from that. That's terrible. God damn. Mommy. Piss. Shit. Piss. Fuck. Fucking shit on calm. Piss myself. Fuck. Piss. Fuck. Piss.